Buds and Blossoms Preschool is one of the few childcare centers in Fallbrook, or anywhere in the surrounding rural area.
With the lack of childcare in preschools, it's a huge demand.
Nikki Bowles is the director and owner of the center. She says she gets calls daily from parents looking for open childcare slots.
I have a waiting list of children to enter into the preschool. We opened and expanded into the infant care because I was turning away children that were below the age of 18 months.
Last year, she got a grant from the state to expand her preschool to provide infant care.
I applied for the funding and they gave it to us, but there was such a holdup on receiving the funding.
Bowles was awarded $1 million. It was great news, but there was a catch. She had to wait more than 6 months for the money.
In order to open the infant toddler, we took out multiple loans, personal and business loans, to get it started in order for us to meet the demands of childcare in this area.
She had to take loans while she waited for the state money to come through. She was on the verge of having to lay staff off. Finally, she got a portion of the money in February, but is still waiting on the rest.
The funding itself, we were expecting a lot sooner.
This was Bowles' first time applying for state grants, and she was taken aback by all of the fine print.
We found out that it was not a grant. It was actually a contract that we have to meet deadlines. We have to have income qualifications for parents that are accepted to that program. Our ratios had to be lower in the infant and our toddler program. So carrying those burdens was a little bit harder to navigate.
Bowles isn't alone. The state awarded more than $30 million in grants to 7 childcare businesses in San Diego County. Several of those businesses told KPBS they have also experienced delays. And just like Bowles, the centers that do get funding have to meet the contract conditions. If they don't, that funding has to go back to the state. In the last fiscal year, California's Department of Social Services awarded San Diego area childcare businesses more than $21 million. But almost 14% of that went unspent.
All these families need care, and all these providers need the funding to be able to provide the care. And, each day that goes by is a lost opportunity for a family and for a provider.
Kim McDougall is the Senior Vice President of Social Services for the YMCA of San Diego County.
Situations happen where then millions of dollars go back to the state, and those dollars go back into the general fund. They don't go back into childcare. It totally does not help our case for childcare advocacy. It makes legislators in the state think, well, maybe these dollars aren't needed. Nobody's spending them. Whereas on the reality on the ground is that there was no opportunity to really truly spend them.
McDougall says larger organizations like the YMCA are also impacted by the delays, but they have different streams of funding to pull from. But smaller centers don't, and funding delays means fewer kids get care. Like Bowles back at Buds and Blossoms. She's currently not accepting new enrollments.
So it's been a huge difference in trying to find care, and I have families who call me daily.
And all of those families have to go on the waiting list. Tania Thorne, KPBS News.